Hey guys, this is Captain Frugal doing the top and bottom comics of the week for December 6th, 2022. Alright guys, before I get too involved, just to let the people unfamiliar with this, what I do is I pick a batch of comic books to check out, and I give you my top three and my bottom three, and I score all of them as well with a ranking system. I even give you the ones in between, and I rank them on a scale of 1 through 10, 7 being average. So you're going to find a lot around the 7 point something mark. This particular week I read 12 issues, so let's jump right in with the top three. My number 3 pick for the top 3 would be Batman. Oh, by the way, you hear my papers, that's my notes. It'd be Batman 130, when I gave it a 7.37. Once again, that's Batman issue 130 with a 7.37. You know, this is one of those issues, if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Batman's stuck in space and he has to get back, and it's a little bit crazy. Batman uses his trunks. You ready? Batman uses his trunks to cover his face. Yeah. So he gets to smell his own beanbag. So what the heck is with that? That's a little weird to say that. Well, anyway, you know, it does have some interesting dynamic to showing how Tim Drake and Batman work well together. So that's great, though Batman is a little over worrisome, I believe, with Tim Drake getting killed by Joker, because if anybody's followed Robin, Tim Drake has defeated the Joker early in his superhero career as well in the miniseries. So that's a little deep cut there for you. But that part was pretty interesting how they got together. And then, I don't want to give you the spoilers of the ending of this issue, so I'm not going to. But, you know, I don't believe what we're supposed to think happened. We'll just put it that way. Batman 130, 7.37. Alright, for my number two pick would be Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 7. This series has been surprising me. I gave this issue a 7.4. This one's, I really am. I've been surprised with the series here. I thought it'd be worse than what it is, because Captain America has sadly not had good writing, and it had been overly ham-fisted for particular agendas for a long time. And of course, you know, what can you do? Well, anyway, Namor shows up, and he shows Steve Rogers, I believe, the respect he deserves. He's like, hey, I know you're hurt, but hey, you are still one tough dude. And I think that's something that we haven't seen for Captain America in a long time. It's sort of like they downplay his ability and skills for a long time now. It's nice seeing someone respect Steve Rogers' character as well as skills. And you know what? It's really nice seeing him and Sharon Carter working together as well. Sharon Carter is a great character that probably doesn't get enough attention and enough detail, and we get to see them working together here, and that is always great. I think Sharon and Captain America, good old Steve Rogers, are one of the best comic book character groupings in comic books. Yes, this is one of the best pairs. Not saying the best, but they're definitely pretty high up there. And this has a good story in this issue, good art. It would, you know, how would I put this? It would have been better, though, if it had more action. So it would have got a better score if it had more action. Sorry about all the beeping here in the background. That's one of the problems sometimes you get with this kind of stuff. You get people that won't quit, you know, sending you messages. There, I just muted them. All right, ready for my number one? My number one. Let's get ready here. Chime in. Are you ready? Number 1 is going to be something interesting. Something that's been continuously good. And it is Ghost Rider number 9. Yeah, Ghost Rider number 9. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Ghost Rider, I think, has been consistently good. This has been a very interesting series. It's something I think you should check out if you're a Ghost Rider fan. If not, this might make you one. It's great art in this, a solid story, and we get Ghost Rider. You ready? Ghost Rider gets a frickin' chainsaw. I mean, come on now. This is cool. This is definitely cool, and the cover of this issue was pretty darn amazing as well. So once again, Ghost Rider number 9 for 8 out of 10. All right, before I jump in to the bottom three, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to these people here. Without these people, this video would not be possible. They help continuously fund this channel because the funding of this channel is only by people like you. I do not run ads, so I get no ad revenue money from YouTube. It's a personal stance there. I get all mine from my supporters. That way I'm not dictated and controlled necessarily by the algorithm or whatever YouTube decides to do. I do have a BitChute channel as well if you want to check it out. And if you want to help out the channel, you can just check down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell helps. But hey, we got a one-time donation option there. We have a Patreon and Subscribe Star where you get special videos and content just for you, like music tracks, videos. I just posted recently a video game playthrough of a video game on there. That's pretty cool. And I do additional videos with extra content as well. All right, with the shilling done, thank you, by the way, everybody. Let's get to the bottom three, and then we're going to do the middle. All right, so my bottom three, number 3 was Captain Marvel number 44 with a score of 7. Now, I'm not on the bandwagon of hating Captain Marvel before you get all mad. If you notice the last several issues, I've given pretty good praise. Even though the writer's a bit of a nutball, she is, yes, but I try to give credit where credit's due. But this book, the sales are low, let's be honest. So maybe it's, maybe it's time to throw the X-Men in and try to drive sales, because that's what comic books do. Marvel's done that for ages. You find a book series is faltering, you throw in a popular character to try to eject some. People go, oh, the X-Men are in this, I'm going to pick this book up too because I like X-Men. That's a common thing to be done. The art was decent at best in this issue, and the story is good, but the dialogue really could use some work. So once again, good story, poor dialogue, 7 out of 10. All right, my number 2 at the bottom is Spider-Man End of the Spider-Verse. Ooh, End of the Spider-Verse. Ooh, this is what is it, number 2? Let me check my notes here. Oh, number 3. It's on number 3 already. Whew, boy, that's how memorable this series is. Ugh. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I love the art style. I've liked this artist Bagley for a long time. I always think he does a great job on Spider-Man. So cool cover, great art. Loads of action in this issue too, but where it really drops the ball and brings it down to a 6.95 is the dialogue in this is absolutely horrendous, and the characterization. This is a common issue that we have with Dan Slott writing. He's a good big picture guy, but then he has to change and manipulate all the characters to fit his big picture rather than learning how to use the characters and proper characterization to deliver the story that he wants. So the dialogue is absolute garbage, the characterization's dumb, it is not really a good storyline. I'm not a fan of multiple zillion variants of characters. I haven't been for a long time. I know a lot of people like Spider-Verse. Not really for me. Maybe that's part of the problem there. I don't mean any disrespect. That's just how I feel about that. And once again, a lot of possibility here, but Moreland has been sort of made out to be a joke now. That's another mistake of tearing down a character. And I mean, let's think about this. They've got a character that can see multiple future possibilities, but no one listens to her? Come on. This book is just a disaster. A 6.95. All right, my number 1 of the bottom bin. The ones to skip, and this makes me sad to say, and it continues to be a pretty poor series, and that's Avengers number 63, where I gave a 6.9. I do not like the art style in this issue at all. I don't think it looks good at all. And there is lots of action, though, so that brought it up a little bit, but it's just not a good story. And if you've been reading it, you read the one shot where a bunch of the prehistoric Avengers and the Avengers fight for no reason at all. They know something big and bad's coming, but they fight each other. How stupid that was. This doesn't go much beyond that. It's just, okay, we're going to fight the bad guys now. And which is cool and all, but this series definitely needs a new creative team as soon as possible. It's just not good. And once again, it's Marvel diluting the characters with zillions of variants because they can't actually come up with a good story. Just not good. Avoid this one at all costs. All right. So now let's touch on to the ones in the middle, shall we? This one almost made it. This next one almost made it to the top 3, and that was Daredevil number 6 with a 7.35. Daredevil number 6. Cool cover. Decent art throughout the book, and it has good characterization and story. It really is. You get to see the insight and how Matt Murdock is feeling and what he's trying to do and accomplish. Really pretty darn good. I think this is a Daredevil series that's worth probably checking out. If you're a Daredevil fan, you should. If not, you might not want it, but it might be worth at least a check. Now, this next one here, this is another one that was pretty close to making it to the top 3, and that was Secret Invasion number 2. And this one surprised me. I gave it a 7.3. The art's decent. The Secret Invasion has been done before. Let's be honest, there's nothing new here, but we know the reason this comic book series is being made is because of the Secret Invasion series on television that they're going to be doing. That's the only reason. But I will say, this is, I like it has Maria Hill in charge of leading the charge here. And they're doing a good job of keeping it a little bit mysterious. And it has a really nice twist at the end, and that's what bumped this one up a bunch, is the twist at the end, but I'm not going to give it away, because I think you should check this one out for yourself. I think hopefully it doesn't continue and go bad. Hopefully it continues and stays good. That's the way I hope it will go. Well, only time will tell, and we'll see. Alright, continuing on, we had Thanos Death Notes number 1. Surprisingly gave it a 7.02. There is a mix of little stories about Thanos here. There's multiple artists, and I think that each one did a very good job. Though I will say I always tend to like Ron Lim's version of Thanos and Silver Surfer, so his artwork in this always made me happy. I like to see him doing stuff like this. The stories were all pretty interesting. It could use more action though in this series, especially when it's about Thanos. Come on now. And it's a good way to get people to check out Thanos stuff. You know, check out Thanos comic books and know more about the character. It's pretty good. Not bad. It was surprisingly more interesting than I thought. All right, the next one was Variant number 5, where I gave a, you ready? 7.03. Yeah, solid art. It had a good ending. This was the closure to it. I really think it had a pretty good ending. Now, can Marvel stop, though, once again with all the variants? Because here we are, another one with a zillion variants of the same character. Marvel, it is time. Are you hearing me? Marvel, it's time to stop. Get something original here. Ugh. It's nice seeing, though, the characters together. Like, once again, this is this was even probably better than Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter, in my opinion, of good couples. Jessica Jones and Luke Cage just make a really good couple, and I wish that maybe if Marvel could do it right and get the right writer, make a series with those two. Make sure Danny Rand's in that too, though, because he's definitely a big part of it. He's like part of the family with that group. It's amazing. All right, so Variant number 5, 7.03, and the last one I want to talk about is none other than Punisher number 8. Now this one is very divisive for me, and I think for everybody. I gave it a 7.2, but hear me out. It has solid art. It's really good art in this book. And the issue is just a setup in this one, particularly for issue 9, where we're going to get Ares versus the Punisher rematch, is what they're indicating at. And I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. But here's the thing. I still absolutely hate how they are desecrating the backstory of Frank Castle. You know they're doing this on purpose because they have an agenda, in particular with the Punisher. I just don't like it. It was already well enough before established and brutal enough. They didn't need to go back here and do all these things to the character. Now, will we find out that none of them were true or there were implanted memories or whatever? Who knows? I hope so. I hope they backpedal on that and get rid of that, because they really damaged the character a lot here. He's a damaged character already. We know that. But I mean, they damage him in ways writing it's just not good. And that's a big mistake. And that's one of the things I want to ask you. Have you read The Punisher so far this series? Did you read number 8? What are your thoughts on The Punisher? I really like to know. Are you okay with how they're changing him, or do you think this is a big mistake? Or, just for the record, if you've read any of these and want to share your thoughts, or read an issue you think I should check, that was my pen clicking. See that? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you read this week, what I missed, what I should have read, or how you disagree with one of my scores, because that's okay, as long as we can talk it out. It's not the end of the world. All right, everybody, thank you for your time and listening to this today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Until next time, keep it frugal.